Oh God. Let's see. Right. Already. Oh, all right. Ready. All right, source. I have to do all 80 of these people. And waste. And waste. And waste. Striker. OP. Vertilder. Shinto. Glenvin W. And Dulce Bowler. That's all you need right there. You send it out. You hit them with it. Cause I'm ready. Cause I'm ready. Cause I'm ready. You ready, source? Cause I'm ready. Oh God. This this the screen change. When you're right, you're right. Why is this thing not showing up? The fuck? What are you? Striker OP, you better be ready, pal. Because I'm about to absolutely whip it out. Whip it out. Whip it out. Striker OP. 99 aura. Minus 99999 aura. Thank you, Glenvin W. We always do this for charity. It's beautiful. Doctor in the house. Is this not showing up? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, it's because the whole thing is off. Now I'll explain it. Makes a lot more sense now. That makes a lot more sense. Alrighty. We're gonna freestyle. We're just gonna send it. We're just gonna say, how do I drag this? Drag this over. Put it right in the middle of the screen. Beautiful. Right there. Beautiful. Me get this out of the way. Right here. Beautif. You're gonna see perfection. And by perfection I mean, how the fuck do I make it bigger? Do I just scroll in? Oh, I don't use I don't use it that much. First off, we have Glenn of NW. Glenn of NW, Glenn of NW, Glenn of NW. When I think Glenn, I think reliable. He's not gonna blow, your socks off though. He's League One material, though I do feel like for this league, Glenn of NW, I may even say a third rounder. A third rounder. Not a lot of talent in this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, so I'm thinking mid mid to lower League One. I think he's solidly in the middle of the pack for League One for this league specifically. Shoot me, kill me, do whatever you want, but I think he's a solid mid-tier League One pickup. Controversially, I know, but it's what it is. I don't even know where Shinto is. Shinto. Let's see. Shinto vet. When I think Shinto vet, I'm thinking a little less than Glenn, but still solid. Still solid. Still solid. Still solid. Notepad is all you're getting. No one likes him. He's a heterosexual. I believe that is true. He likes women, sadly. It's fucked up, but it is what it is. Um, but that being said, when I see Shinto, I'm thinking good melee. I'm thinking quality player. I'm thinking great morale kind of guy. You want him on your team, so I'm going lower League One, high League Two. I'm not sure how it works for this league, but when I'm thinking Shinto, I'm thinking fourth, fifth, sixth round pick. Sixth round, you're getting value. Fourth round, maybe a bit of a reach, but you can still do it. Solid, solid player, Shinto vet. Vertilder. Vertilder. When you think Vertilder, you're thinking great player. Great player. Um, when he gets his way, when he's get playing, 1.2 KD, easy, easy. 1.3, you stick him on a flank, he's getting kills, he's getting first picks, he's getting all that stuff. I think he's a really easy high League One pick. High League One pick. Um, you just want him on your team. That's what it comes down to. Glenn is the best in the game. No one's saying that. No one's saying that. If you're saying Glenn is the best in the game, either no one's playing the game anymore or people are smoking crack. Shinto has told me he is only playing for horse, so maybe that does affect his draft selections there. But um, it's always good to listen. It's in your draft considerations. Someone sent me a message on Discord. Who did that? Skyberry. Had to send it. Had to send it. Had to send it. I will play for YOLO Spec team. I'll be sitting out. I mean, I understand. I didn't know he was even in the thing. I mean, when Striker's speaking, I get a mental debuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's just how it is. Next up, Theoden. Theoden. When I'm thinking Theoden, I'm thinking solid player. I'm thinking you stick him in the middle, you give him a partner, he's throwing down stabs, he's getting kills. 1 KD, point 0.9, he's solid. He's not doing anything, extraordinary here, but I think he's in the mid tier. Controversial? I don't know, but I just get that feeling. Wolf, I'm gonna say something. I think Wolf is overpicked quite a lot. Quite a lot. He's overpicked. He's, I think, a lower half kind of player. I know he gets like a point 0.9. I know he gets like a point 0.9, but people were picking him in fourth round, fourth round, fourth round. Like I'm not feeling it. I'm picking him right in the Shinto tier, lower League One. Striker, my goat. Curtis, you're just saying bad take after bad take. You should be on pardon my take or whatever. Nothing's good coming out of there. Do anything not to be on a swag team. I was unaware he was a captain. Is this true? Chat, is this true? He's not. Is he going to be a captain? That's a scary thought if he is. He always appears on the last night. It's very scary. Very scary indeed. Hotspot. Hotspot. Uh, Glenn W, are you here? I have questions about this selection. Um, has Hotspot played the game since the last draft league? Because I know in the last draft league, I mean, I'll take a look at your. If you want to send it to me, Mr. Striker, you can send it to me. Is that the one that Glenn sent me the other day too? He was at the last of it. Was he actually? That's a surprise. That's a surprise. When I think hotspot, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think on the bench, watching what's happening. Okay. He could make an impact in League Two. I don't think he played in the last draft. I think Paddington played. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, Paddington first figure of Russian. I mean, that is correct. He played. He was on Team Horse. Oh, I was wrong then. My apologies. Did he play a lot, Shinto? I'm going into uncharted territory with Hotspot here. Russian Fury fears Paddington. I mean, that very much could be the case. He keeps running away from him at the Arma events. So 1.5 matches. Did he have like a point .5 KD in League Two? You can give it to me straight, Shinto. Do not remember. Went 20. Okay, so we're gonna give Hotspot. Sorry, Hotspot, but I'm not gonna put you in the bench picks because there are some players who I've never heard before, and I heard they have 10 hours in the game and they're going on the bench. We're gonna put them on lower League Two. That's where Hotspot belongs. That's just where he belongs. Hotspot, nice enough guy. Man just doesn't stop talking. He definitely, when you get him with Paddington, it's a terrible twosome. Next we have Magmar. Magmar. My good friend Magmar. I selected him as someone to look out for, and I truly believe that. I think he's a great player. Are the two Twin Towers? They're the planes that took down the towers. That's what they are. Um, Magmar, I'm feeling him pretty well. I think he's a good player. Is he as good as the Theoden? Maybe not, but I think he's in the same zone. Okay, I think he's probably a little better than Shinto, little worse than a Theoden or someone like that. But I think he's a quality pickup. If you pick him fourth, fifth, sixth round, um, I think he's a good player. I truly do. He really is a sleeper. That's why I picked. I just like once he gets playing. Once he gets playing, I appreciate the information striker. I don't know if is from the last league or the league before that. Um, I'm unsure. I'm unsure. Um, let's see. Let me copy the striker OP one real quick. Just as a reference. Just as a reference in his mock draft, and that's right where I would say it. Magmar, he's a good player. Fourth, fifth, sixth round. I think fourth may be a little bit of a reach for him, maybe a little bit, but fifth round, oh, he's worth it, no matter what. If he's still on the board by the fifth round, someone's doing something wrong. So I'm gonna pretty easily put him in the mid tier, right next to Theoden. I think that's just the quality of players, to be honest. If you go to last draft, he's in here. Fifth round. He's a steal. He's a steal. So I enjoy the Magmar. I'm a supporter of the Magmar. Um, Next up, Mr. Commander Beans. Mr. Commander Beans. I don't know the guy personally. I've seen him around. I've heard some things. Um, I do believe he's going lower than Magmar for certain. Um, Also, I just saw you put Hotspot in League Two. I don't think he's quite good enough. Sakura Swim Club. I hate to say it. He's got Beans is going top of League Two. I would say so if we're thinking of drafting Hotspot in the middle of League Two. Um, I think the bottom of League One and the top of League Two. I think are very similar. That's why I combined them, obviously. But if you're thinking Fartnocker top of League Two, Commander Beans is definitely top of League Two. That's what I know. Um, when you have the co-pots, when you have myself there, when you have Watspoon, all these people, he's getting drafted right up here in this range here, in this range. You know, Shinto tier, all that stuff. So I'd slide him right in there. Wolfie, Commander Beans, in that tier. Next, we have YOLO Swag. I think this is pretty easy. I don't have to explain it. However, I think you'd rather pick someone else besides YOLO. I think you pick someone besides YOLO if you can. I would rather pick a Seawater over him, a Risk, you know. I don't think Baby J goes in the first round, by the way. Also, please don't tie Mouse Striker OP. Um, you know, Rune, obviously. I'm thinking these people before YOLO. When I play with YOLO, I get a negative debuff to my psyche. That's always what it comes down to. When like the it's like when I play with Russian. When when he starts yelling, my psyche goes out the window. I think he's a great player. He gets frags, 1.3, 1.4 KD at a minimum. You're getting first picks out the wazoo. But I don't know. I just prefer other people. Like if you get Jax on your team or Seawater on your team, I don't know what the shape of Jax is right now, but I would prefer that to YOLO Swag. Raphael, he's a fine player. He's a fine player. A little surprised he'd go in the third round, but with the level of the people here, that's probably what his third, fourth round. I think if he drops to the fifth round, pure value, but I don't think he's going to drop that far. Um, you know, good player. He uh, he shows up, gets it done. That's what it comes down to. Mister, goodness me, oh my, Mister Godfrey. Another, I mean, he isn't as good as he used to be, like both in dueling and in group fighting. Um, he's a captain on this thing, but it doesn't really matter. He'd be in third or fourth round, around that Theoden tier. I feel like he would be up here, um, no matter what. That nice mid tier. A lot of good players in that. I think I'd prefer a Theoden or a Magmar over a Godfrey. But you stick him out on the flank, he he holds people. He's dueling, he's holding, he's doing whatever. You know, good player. And I think Alexander. Remember from the last one, I thought he is moneyballing it. He's getting all the statistics. What's his WAR? That's the real question. What's his OPS plus? But Alexander, I think he's right there in that mid uh of League One. I remember for the finals of the last draft, I thought he played really well. I know he only had like a 1 KD, but he's just a player who you stick in the middle. He can, crash aside. He can hold the middle. He can do whatever. Just don't get him, drunk and talking about, the Canadians and their immigration, and you're good. That's what it comes down to. Exactly. Alexander, pretty much. Don't get him talking about that. um, what kind of slash line is that real? That's first blood and first deaths, right? Yeah, okay. He's just a solid player. Lots of solid players. I think there's going to be a lot of people who fall to the later rounds, controversially. I know I said before there's not like a lot of the super top tier, but there's a lot of the people right in the middle. They're going to be able to pick up for, in the later fourth, fifths, maybe. Rune PKs. Um, another guy I want in tier one. He's just a stud. What can he say? He's always been a stud. USMC when he was with those guys, he's a good player. That's what it comes down to. Was it probably 1.2, 1.3 KD on Rune? Always great group fighting. Wi-Fi Bills is next. That's a scary thought. Um, but can't say too much more about it. He's a great player. Next we have Wi-Fi Bills. Classic Wi-Fi. Let's see where Striker's thinking Wi-Fi goes. Wow, bottom of League One. Controversial, top of League Two. I haven't seen the guy play in quite a while. I know he doesn't really play for the 84th anymore because he's doing other stuff. He did major in burger flipping. Love to see it. Um, I would say he's in there. I think he would go a little lower than these guys, the Shintos, the Wolfies, and the Commander Beans. But, decent player, decent guy. If you need your computer fixed, he can fix it for you. That's what it comes down to. Slot him right in, that middle area. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people in this area. The bell curve is going heavy on these guys. Wiki, don't my one thing for Wiki, don't go in Shogun 2 with him because he's just gonna pull out all of his veteran stuff. That's just a classic Wiki kind of thing. Um, I think Wiki kind of gets underrated because he doesn't speak the English language very good. But I think he's a good player. Blocks fine, attacks. I think he definitely is, League One material. If he's playing League Two, he's gonna do well in League Two. That's what it comes down to. Risk, Risk, another League One kind of guy. I mean, that is true. Wiki does DK quite a lot. You are right about that. I do forget that sometimes. Dude is heat seeking on teammates. Yeah. Gamble all you wish. I don't think the bot works right now. Stream Elements is broken, as it usually is. Uh, Risk. When I think Risk, he's a League One player. He's pretty good. I know a couple of the people I talked to. Oh, you misspelled Gamble, that's why. Jabroni. Damn. Can't win it all. That's because Russian doesn't take L's. Wait a minute. Risk. I think a couple of people I talked to, they were thinking, maybe not over his condescendingness and stuff like that. I think he's a fine person. Um, I think he plays well. You know, I think what was that striker? 1.2 KD. Get some first picks. Not as many first deaths. So I think he's a decent pick. In that I think he's not as good as YOLO. But he's in the room PKs, the Risk, the Vertilder, maybe a step down tier. Um, Seawater, I think he's going to be up there. If it's going to be YOLO or Seawater or Jax if he's playing well. Seawater, little abrasive, little abrasive. I think we all know this. Um, Not the nicest in the history of mankind. That one's for certain. But he plays the game well, so he's gonna be up there, but we'll see if um we'll see what he does. Oh, there's some people on the bench tier, man. There are definitely some people like Grey Wolf. I eat beans. Who the hell are they? Definitely are some scary people. There are a lot of people that are different people. All right, Son Goku. He's definitely in the lower League One, upper League Two tier. Um, I mean, I think this is a little low. I think he's a fine player. Mr. Son Goku. He's a decent player. Um, I think he's probably a little better than Kopot, stuff like that. We haven't got to Kopot yet, but I don't know. I would probably put him up here in the can play in League One. Probably better than League Two tier, but that's just me. Now for Lice, I definitely would put him. He's better than Hotspot. I know this much. Hawkins pick when? Does Hawkins even play into this joint? He's right in the middle league too. I feel like. I think Lice used to be better back in the day. I know he's playing quite a lot, so maybe this will be a value pick. Maybe he'll play really well in League Two. But I feel like he'd be a nice pick right in the middle League Two. Kind of players you're picking. I think he will sneak up, but I think he'll take a second to get the rust off, especially for this kind of league. Maple, not as good as he used to be. That's for certain. I feel like, but I think he's a solid pick. You're gonna see him middle of League One probably playing decently. Um, Striker will. That's because we're the only team, or the only Richmond that actually still does things. But Maple, I think he'll be right in the middle of League One. Um, Nothing too fancy. Get some chambers off. Does well with blocking, but nothing too special. So he's just a good all-around player nowadays. Paddington is. I have a question for the gallery. Is Paddington halfway decent nowadays? That's what I need to know. Is he playing well? I mean, I don't think he's been on the game in quite a while. What was his last season? What was the score line for him? I'd put him like right in the middle of it. He's an impact player then, is that what you're saying? I mean, I feel like you'd be in that Lice tier. He plays like LeBron's son. He went, okay, never mind. He's in the hotspot tier then. Oh boy. I thought he was better than this. I guess he is in the hotspot tier. But not a bad thing. I mean, if he can work on it, get a little better, I think he could be a value pickup then. I probably wouldn't pick Hotspot and Paddington because once they get going, they get going. He was the emotional center of your team. I mean, you always need those morale kind of picks. I think that's very important. If you can have a dude in spec who just keeps you going, was that Paddington was taught at the Dulce Bowler School of Melee? That's a scary thought. You never want that. Speaking of the Dulce Bowler School of Melee, Big Soldier is next. Um, I saw in a couple of them. Was it like point .9 KD on some of these? I don't think he ever reached a one. I'd probably say he's in the mid tier one picks then, or League One picks. You know, I think that's just where he is. I don't think he's probably not a third rounder. I think he's more of like a fourth rounder. You get some of that audio debuff when he gets going sometimes, but he's a good player nonetheless. You stick him wherever you need to. He probably is a little bit more of a first pick gremlin than anyone else, but it is what it is. It's what it comes down to. Um, my European knowledge is not great, though. I do know Riot. He's playing all the time. I know that much. Where did Mr. You're saying he's down here? Controversial. I'll defer to you then, if you're saying he's all the way down there, and I'll give him right there with a lice, with a lice. Like one or two kills in the finals. And how many deaths did he have? Like, oh, I do remember this now that you say that. Didn't he like disconnect as well? 9 and 27. Well, that's a really small sample size, but I would say he definitely did not play great. Um, I'll say this the same for Dark. Dark is he in the same kind of? He's even lower. Would you put him in the bench picks then for Dark? I'm unfamiliar with this guy. Is he that poor on North American servers? On God, I need to know about this Dark character. Is he a bench player? Is he left bench, right bench? Where's he going? Spoon, I know, is a pretty decent player. I don't know how he's on a North American server, however. But I'm just gonna put him in the bench. I mean, he could be a value pickup. I've never seen the guy play before, so I'm uncertain of that. Baby J, Baby J. I know you put him in getting drafted here. I would put I would put him in a similar vein to Theoden. Um, I didn't think Baby J played particularly well in all the things I've seen. He's very much in the Soldier Boy tier. That's actually better than I thought he did. But I would still say he's a step under these guys up here. These guys are getting like 1.2, 1.3. I think he's a definite step under them, but he's still a good player. Um, I think you're pretty much happy with any of these picks. Maybe Baby J's towards the top of this tier, but I definitely say you're fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, these aren't in order, so it doesn't really matter too much here. Baby J was stealing your kills. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. I mean, I'm going. All my knowledge is based off of like draft leagues from 3 years ago, so it is what it is. Artanis, sneaky pick here. I feel like sneaky pick. I think he's in the lower half of League One, but I think he's really worth the pickup here. I think he's having a bit of a jazz type um, renaissance up. Point eight is fine. Point eight is fine if you're playing decent players, I think. Um, I would say he's probably better than Wi-Fi. Glenn is for sure the best up there, no cap. Glenn is just an impact kind of guy. But I think Artanis he's a good pick. Um, I think if you pick Artanis fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, you're gonna be happy. Probably more towards fifth round he would be, more appropriately picked, but I think he's just a good player. And I think Striker OP agrees with me there, thankfully. So that's good. Svenny Poo? I don't know what the shape of Svenny Poo is. I think he's a very solid player. Saying second round, that's higher than I would have put him. Um, but then again, I don't know. I don't know how he's going. Wow, he's playing good then. Glad to see it. I'd put him in that mid tier, you know, that mid League One tier. So I think he's gonna play well. He's a good player. Love to see it. And you know, always love to see him play. And I think he's a nice guy, usually, sometimes. Spoon, I do think Spoon is a decent player. I don't know how he is on North American servers. Will he be as good as Core on North American servers? I don't know. Um, 6 and 18, not great, not great. But I do know he is. I would say he's probably better than Paddington and Hotspot controversially. I know his KD doesn't really say that, but as one game, I put him right in the middle of League Two. Mech, I thought Mech was actually Australian, so it's just surprised to see the EU thing. That's actually really really confusing to me. Am I thinking of a different Mech? Maybe. Maybe he's always been European and I just did not know. I mean, he's a good player. Um, Another nice guy. Puts him right in the tier with Spoons. I would say I think he's a step below Spoons, to be honest. I think he's kind of a lower League Two pick, but that's just me. That's just me. I mean, were there? Fucking a lot. Gray. Um, he's a decent player. I don't think he's anything too spectacular. He gets it done, I think. Um, I mean, I think he's a good pickup for a high League Two, maybe. But I wouldn't say he's anything spectacular. So I don't know. Maybe right in the spoons tier because I think he's probably worse than a Wiki, than a Mr. Goku. Definitely than a Shinto or a Wolfie. I feel like so. I think he's slots in right. Maybe he's probably towards the top of this mid League Two tier, but he's a fine player. He's a fine player. Matt Lord, another good guy. I enjoy him. Um, yeah, I would agree with Striker here. Um, he can play in tier in League One. He can play in League Two. He does well. Um, I don't recall him doing anything like really spectacular, but he's a really solid player. League Two hero a few seasons ago, so you know he's just another solid guy. I feel like Fez. I'm unfamiliar with this guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Noob was telling me about him. Let me see if I can find it real quick, where he was talking about them. Titan. Not about this guy. Not about this guy. Tuishi. So we're just gonna put him. We're gonna put him because I don't know anything about him. I'm gonna put him down there. I'm unfamiliar. Maybe he's a breakout kind of guy, but I'm not too sure. Your childhood hero, Noob, decent player. That's about where I would, his stats were about what I would give him. Um, I do kind of think he'd be between this if we could do it. He's a nice enough guy. Maybe not, in the tier with a Matt Lord. Maybe not. Um, but yeah, let's drop him down. I think he's in this, but he'd be towards the top. I think you'd probably pick him seventh, eighth round, but I don't know. It's a weird one. I think I'm not too sure. Yes, sir. Head over there. Get your view bots. All right. Is this the guy that Mark T? No. Where the hell are the ones that he's telling me about? Who the hell's Titan? I don't know who Mark T is. I hate to say it. No idea. So I'm just gonna drop him in the bench tier. Unless someone knows who he is. Diamond Archer, I do believe this is one of the people that Noob was telling me about. It was not, I lied. I completely lied to you. Unfamiliar again is any ideas? No? Very good. We're Steve's 3E. Steven Urkel's 3E. Very interesting. I mean, I don't recall them at all, so I don't believe they were very good, but I could always be mistaken. The history buff. Is this another person I'm unfamiliar with? Grey Wolf. Grey Wolf. Same as Beef. Has like 6 hours in the game. This is what Noob is telling me, or he told me the other day. So we're actually gonna put him below. 6 hours. We're just gonna do that real quick. He has 6 hours in the game, supposedly. So we're just gonna put him in that tier. Who is the other guy that Beef? The name Beef. Um, I eat beans. Noob told me he was a decent player. Um, then again, I don't know who he is, so we're just gonna put him in the bench tier, and that's that. Hunte, decent player. Um, I don't know what his stats were, but when you put Hunte on the field, he's decent. Put him right in the mid League Two tier. I think you'd be happy if you picked him. He's a nice enough guy. I don't know his commitments with his foreign bride, but nice enough. Watspoon, I remember Watspoon. He's a decent player. He's probably he probably would be a higher League Two pick. Then again, I haven't seen the guy play in quite a while. Um, I'm uncertain of him playing, but nice guy if I remember correctly. I think you'd be happy if you picked him up. He's kind of in the same genre as a Shinto, a Matt Lord. Same with Iodine. I think you'd be happy if you picked him. You know, nice enough person. He's a decent player, and he can play in League One, League Two. It doesn't really matter. I feel like. Voodoo. I would probably say he's a little worse than the very top. I think you'd probably be in the middle. In the middle. Um, I think he's a fine player. I don't know what the stats are saying. These are just the general vibes I'm giving here. I always thought Iden was a little bit better than Hunte, to be honest, but I could just be a little rust. Little rust. Drake. Is this the European Drake, or is this a random person called Drake? Uncertain. 57 to 99. Not the greatest, but is what it is. I always thought he was a decent blocker, but I guess that's just not correct. But I don't know. Canadian Drake, unfamiliar with this man. Um, I'm gonna say he's definitely a bench kind of guy. I just don't know who he is, to be honest with you. Um, Consistent Canadian. That's what we usually call Hunte, I think. Um, is this one of consistent? Very shy, probably better with a quieter team, but not a mean team. That is what Noob said. Um, Unfamiliar with them. I'm gonna put him because he's an unproven quantity. I'm gonna put him here, but that doesn't mean anything. It could really be anything. Jazz. I know Jazz has gotten better. I know he's kind of in this mid League One tier. Um, was Yeah, I would agree with this. If he's getting third, fourth, if he's fallen to five, I think that's a good pickup. So I'll put him right there, right he's in that group. I think you pick any of these guys, you're gonna be happy. I feel like all very similar. Uh, this is Bodia. I don't know how good he is on American servers. I know his grasp of the English language, it's not the greatest, but that is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Um, I would probably say he actually knows how to play the game. So I would say he's all right. He's just fine. He's just fine. All right, these are actually all um Wattsman people, I do believe, or not Wattsman, new people. Lazai used to be decent, probably won't show much, but he will try. So I would probably put him in the bench tier as long as he tries. I mean, it's better than having 6 hours on the game. So, and I do believe, controversially, Titan, great morale guy, and can block. Not many hours in Warband, more on Manor Lord. That's what Noob is saying. Um, don't know him, but worth a shot. Worth a shot. Definitely worth a shot, especially picking these kinds of guys who I definitely don't think are playing very much, if at all. Um, Chivino. I don't know who this is. Inform me. Inform me. This is not one of these people. Okay. Chivino Grey Wolf. So I would assume he's not tremendous, which is okay, but you probably want someone a little tremendous. So I'm gonna put him right in the bench picks because I'm unsure about him. Nartu. It's a name I haven't heard in quite a while. I remember him being all right. Um, Nothing too special, but he can block and attack. He's a decent player. Let's put Nartu. I would say low League One. You know, decent enough player, nice enough guy. Um, Sir Wall. Sir Wall. I think he's another kind of. He's just a nice guy. Nice guy. He can play the game. He probably, I don't know, point 0.8, point 0.9, maybe a 1 KD. Another guy you can throw right in the middle. He can play the game. Decent enough guy. So, Fart Knocker. Depending on if he's playing absolutely terrible or just bad, he's either a mid League Two guy or he can be maybe a high League Two guy. It just depends on if he's playing halfway decently. For now, I'll probably put him in the Hunte tier. Let's call it probably towards the top of mid League Two. But we can always switch this around. To be honest, not that big of a deal. Yeah, I would say he's mid League Two, high League Two, somewhere there. Just depends on how well he's playing. Kindly toxic. I'm unsure who this guy is. Is he a known entity? Kindly toxic. He's not on here, so I guess he's added afterwards. Unsure who he is. So we'll put him here because I don't know who he is. No idea. Sanders. I feel like he's kind of like Farknocker in a way. He can either be a decent player. Toxic is a EU CSC guy. Oh, that means he's probably not very good to be honest. Um, I feel like Sanders, depending on if he's playing halfway decently, he's definitely would be like a mid League Two kind of guy or League One kind of guy, or a lower League One kind of guy. Just depends on how he's playing. Um, we'll have to see. I'll probably put him in lower League One for now, but he definitely can be a value pickup if he's playing halfway decently. Um, who was it? Lewis Foxy. I know of the name Lewis Foxy. I don't know if he's a decent player or not. We'll have to see. Um, so I don't know. I'll probably put him in the mid tier. I think he's fine. Nothing too crazy. VHA. I've heard he's He's all right. He's a decent player, I think. Point 0.8, probably 0.7, point 0.8 KD. I think he's probably a little lesser than these guys. I'd say he fits in this tier. I think Iodine's kind of a similar player to him. It could be, except Iodine doesn't talk, and I've heard VHA does talk quite a lot. Jolly Canadian, depending on how he's playing, could be a good lower League One kind of guy or high League Two kind of guy. It's okay, striker. I forgive you. Um, I'll put him above Fartknocker. I think he's playing a lot better than Fartknocker usually. So in that kind of low League One kind of thing. Terra Kuda. Is this a? It's not. I don't know who this is. Terracuda, yeah, we're just gonna put him in the bench because I'm not sure. Not sure who it is. Christine. Christine's a good player. The asterisk is for a reason though. I think Christine definitely fits right into that mid League One pick. Um, if they're not cheating, it'll be a good pickup. I saw you got, kind of drafted late in the other ones, but it is what it is. I'm uncertain who Blanche is. I don't know, unfortunately. Sorry, whoever this is. I don't know who you are. Dio. I think Dio is a good player. He is very loud at times. Can be a little annoying. Um, but I think he's a decent player. He'd be in that kind of like Jolly Canadian tier. Don't know people in the 84th. Fucking no idea, dude. I got no clue. I don't play this game. Cone. I've heard of this person. I don't know how well they are at playing the video game. Um, I don't fucking know. Cone? I'd probably put him. Yeah, let's put him in the Fartknocker tier. I've seen the guy play. I wouldn't say he's anything like too crazy, but he's a decent enough player. Fittens. Fittens is not good, but I really like the guy because he's pretty funny. So I'm just gonna put him in the low League Two picks. I think he's probably not as good as Hunte, but he's funnier than Hunte, so that's always that aspect too. Gregor the Beggar. Um, he is surprisingly good for having like 4,000 ping. I don't think he's good as what's his face, Dread, but I think he's a pretty decent player. We can put him in the low league too. Robert O'Connor. Is that the CSC guy? I don't know. I don't. I think he like leads it, doesn't he, or something like that? I'm not too certain, but um, I don't know. He can't be that bad. Let's put him like low league too. Robert O'Connor. Jax, obviously I think he's up there. He's a very good player. He gets kills. Um, I don't know. Nice enough guy. He's like, you know, he would probably get picked first round. So not too much more you can say about him. He's always been a good player. Copot. Um, Copot's probably up there. He's definitely middle of the bell curve kind of player. Um, you'll be happy picking him in the fifth, sixth, seventh round. Gonna rank myself. Oh yeah, there's me. Charles. Charles is good. Um, Trying to think. He'd be a League Two guy. I don't know if he's a higher League Two guy or a middle. He can chamber. I mean, that would probably make him a middle League Two guy then, or a high League Two guy. I don't know. I would probably put him down here. I don't remember doing anything too crazy, but he's a fine player. I think he probably can surprise you. McLovin. I haven't heard talked to McLovin in quite a while. I don't remember him being particularly good, but he's a nice enough guy. He's a pretty nice guy. Used to be in the LG. I used to play under his name quite a lot. So I don't know. I don't know. Put him here. Low League Two. I think a lot of these guys are kind of interchangeable. Just depends on where you're shifting the thing here. Filthy Few. Haven't seen Filthy play in quite a while. Um, I think he was fine. Nothing too crazy. I'll probably put him in low League Two. He could be in, mid League Two. Doesn't really matter too much. Amy, on NA, I think Amy is fine. Um, you know, mid League Two, low League Two, somewhere in there. 99 rated Koj, first round. That good. Um, sure. And that like kind of, Copot holding down the fort kind of tier, I think, probably. Wouldn't say anything better than that, but you never know. And the chef, 6 hours in the game, I think. Mang, I don't know if we're including like all of his like 19 children that he has, but um, depends on how he's playing. If he has low ping, if he's actually played the game in the last couple of years, I think Mang could be good. I don't think Mang's played in quite a while, so maybe he'd be towards top of League Two, bottom of League One kind of thing. I don't think he's played quite enough to get up here, but he's always been a good player. Pictons, I always feel like Pictons is he's always kind of straddled the line here between the very top and there. Um, I don't know, maybe if I'm feeling generous, I would say Pictons high League Two. We can always move these people around, but I think a Pictons is a good player, nice enough guy. So is what it is. Movement, I don't recall movement being particularly good on NA. I don't think he's as bad as like mid League Two, but that's just my opinion. Um, I don't know. Put him here. I can always move him, but he'd definitely be towards the bottom of this. I feel like. I think a bunch of these guys are better than him. Nick Cole, same thing. I think. It's kind of in that range. I would say he's almost synonymous with a movement kind of skill level. Vlad, Vlad, I think he plays pretty well. From what I recall, I think Vlad played pretty well in the last one. From what I always saw, so he had like a 1 KD, so he's a decent player. I think he's mid League Two is all right. Add the caps to the list now. I will in a second. How about that? Heath. I don't think he's very good. I think he's kind of. I don't recall him being very good, but that's just me. Um, did anyone get added while I was doing this? No, we're good. James bench pick. Hell yeah. All right. Waste. Waste because he has 4,000 ping. I don't think he would be pretty good. Let's see. Like, if Waste has like 9,000 ping, I would say he'd be like middle League Two. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, I don't know. Let's put him down there if he has 2,000 ping or whatever he has. Horse, Striker, Anecdote, and James. Horse, I think Horse is a good player. I don't know what the stats are saying, but I would probably put him, top of League One, middle of League One, somewhere in there. Now that guy sucks. I mean, you're right, but it is what it is. Middle of League One Horse. That's what I've been saying. I mean, I've been saying this for years. Striker, I think, is middle of League One. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he's quite up here. He's probably in there. Anecdote. Um, from what I've heard, I don't know. I haven't seen it. He's more like here, maybe towards the top of the pack, but I think it's the same with James. To be honest, I wouldn't say he's doing anything spectacular, but he is fine. If I was to sort this, I probably would do. Here, I'll sort it right now. How about that? We do YOLO, Seawater probably first, to be honest. Um, I don't know, Jack's up there somewhere. Risk maybe. Rune PK. I haven't seen Rune play in a while, so I don't know. I would probably say Horse, probably towards the top. PBJ, definitely up there. Soldier. I think Theoden and Soldier are kind of, very similar to each other in skill, to be honest. Godfrey probably up there somewhere. Svenny he's definitely up there somewhere. Maple somewhere up there. My honest opinion. I mean, he could be. I don't play this game enough to actually know. Sure, let's throw him in there then. Right next to his best friend, Rune PKs. Striker's probably better than most of these guys here. Christine, another good player, probably better than Striker just by a little bit. Wall, Vlad, Jazz, Alexander, Raphael. Magmar is probably towards the bottom of this, though, if I was to say, to be honest. I think Magmar will be surprised, but not that big of a surprise. Let's put Vlad here. Horse is actually high League One. Well, Horse didn't send me a Snapchat the other day, and I had to restart our streak, so how's that? Did you ever consider that? Hmm? Hmm? I had to pay $1 to restart our streak. $1. Um, Probably put Sanders towards the top. Jelly, Copot, Mang. Put Mang up there somewhere. I don't know. Put Wi-Fi somewhere in the middle here. Antidote's probably towards the middle. He'd probably be towards the top. I don't know. I'm just doing this quickly. It's not. It's not too serious. I feel like movement would probably be towards the top. I think he's probably better than Nicole. I don't know, somewhere in there. Lice, My son, Fire Knocker. Fire Knocker's probably towards the top of this. Waste 200 ping. 200 ping. Just put that. Um. Great. Hotspot. I mean, I don't see anything too egregious here. Um, Nothing too egregious, I would say. I think it's close enough. Nothing too bad. Ugh. I'm pretty happy with the list. Um, Nothing too crazy, I feel like. Any big 1-0 all time against. That's actually really funny. Let's take a peek. Just to go over real quick. Hey, Jax. Damn, Jax was gaming. Alexander, Vlad. I mean, this is all pretty close. Pretty close. Taylor. Yana, Jax, Vlad. Vlad's a great player. Christine. Victims. Damn, James has actually played a lot better than I thought he did. Good for him. Good for him. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Where I would move people. Maybe movement goes up a little bit. He did play pretty well there. Agmar. Martinez. Yeah, no one too crazy. Yeah, just movement, really. It's the only one that I really noticed did a lot better. Towards the top, sure. Yeah, no one too crazy. Pretty happy with it. Ignore the T case. Damn, you suck. Only 24? Come on. You can do better. You can do better. Christine got a lot as well now. Yeah, I think this is fair. Close enough. Close enough for government work. I don't see anything too egregious. There'll probably be some discussions. Imagine having double digit TK. I mean, that's for real. Imagine being that bad. Could not be me. Damn. Damn. Crazy. Crazy. Good old Sea Cats. What a guy. Levies. Osama bin Levies. Mm-mm-mm. Fuck it. Put Amy somewhere towards the middle. Just move a couple people around. Might as well. Yeah, throw Mech up there too. Go Drake. Beat Missouri. I don't know. Pretty happy with it. I'm gonna stop tinkering with it now. Nothing too crazy. Nothing. Fuck it. One more. There we go. Alrighty. Talking like starters. That's for real. Fire knocker too high. I believe in the fire knocker. I think you're in form. That's what I think. I think you've been playing the game enough. You're in form. That's what I want to see. In form fire knocker. Suns 0 and 8. Gotta respect that. 8 first picks. 0 for or 8 Cats right up there. Love to see it. I believe in the fire knocker. Believe in him. I believe. Oh God. Goodness me. Didn't notice. Damn. That's rough. That's rough. Boo. Hell yeah. Can you like? No, can't pull things in Notepad. Good to know. Good to know. My shining moments. I love it. I love it. What's the? Are you the one? You're the one. Nope, you're not the one. What is the courier? Courier. And then we hit him with these. This. A little this. A little this. Don't worry, Source. I know you're like A tier, right? You're top tier, brother. Top tier. There's a reason they call you the GOAT. Not racist enough. So true. So true. Gotta step up your game. That's actually for real. For real. Draft tier list. Post. Beautiful. This might be worse than strikers. Sorry, James. You're just not good enough. Sorry, James. There's only winners here. Marvo. Marvelicious. I think that's a pretty good one. Alright. I will end the stream now because my voice kind of hurty. Thank you for attending and helping me pick these people. Thank you, Mr. Captain. I appreciate it. Gonna go drink so much water after this. Thank you, Striker OP. wherever he is, out in the stratospheres. Good night, Farnucker. Good night, James. Good night, Source. Good night, Camden. Good night, James.